three sides of a right angle are 5x, 4x plus 5, and 8x minus 3. What is the integer value of the longer side? So good day everyone. For today's lesson, we are going to discuss about Pythagorean Theorem. So before we solve this problem, I am going to give you a little details about Pythagorean Theorem. So Pythagorean Theorem help us to see the relationship of the three sides of a right angle. So let's call this side A, and this side B, and this side C. So A represents the length of this side, B represents the length of the vertical side of a triangle, and C represents the length of the hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse is the longest side of a triangle, which is across this box that represents the right angle, and that is a 90 degrees. So now let's proceed to the formula that we are going to use that will help us calculate the missing side of a right triangle. So a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. So that is the formula that we are going to use. Now let's proceed to the example number 1. So let's say our hypotenuse is equals to x, and the right or the legs of our right triangle is equal to 5 and 12. So what is the value of x? So as we can see, a is equal to 5, b is equals to 12, and c is equals to x. So now we have here 5 squared plus 12 squared equals to x squared. So we all know 5 squared, 5 times 5 is equals to 25, plus 12 squared, 12 times 12 is equals to 144, equals x squared. So if we add this 144 plus 25, it's gonna give us 169 equals x squared. So our next step is we find the square root of this two. So the square root of 169 and the square root of x squared. So the square root of x squared is equals to x, and the square root of 169 is equal to 13. So the length of our hypotenuse is... So now let's try a harder example. So let's say our hypotenuse is 10 unit long, and the other leg of our right triangle is equal to 5, and we are going to find the length of the missing side of our right triangle. So in this problem, as we can see, a is equal to x, b is equal to 5, and c is equal to 10. So we are going to replace a squared into x squared plus b squared, 5 squared, equal to 10 squared. So x squared plus 5 times 5 or 5 squared is equal to 25, equals to 10 squared or 10 times 10 is equal to 100. So now we are going to subtract both sides by 25. So x squared equals to 75. So our next step, we are going to square root both sides. So the square root of x squared is x. So what is the square root of 75? Because 75 is not a perfect square. So in this case, we are going to break 75 into 25 times 3. So the square root of 25 is 5, and the square root of 3. So the length of our missing side of a right triangle is x equal to 5 square root of 3. So now let's go back to the problem that was presented earlier. So the three sides of a right angle are 5x, 4x plus 5, and 8x minus 3. What is the integer value of the longer side? So we have here a right triangle. So the value of the two legs are 5x and 4x plus 5. And the value of our hypotenuse is 8x minus 3. So let's call the first leg our A. So it doesn't really matter which side are A and B. So what really matters is which side is the C or the hypotenuse of the right angle. So our goal in this problem is to find the integer value of the longer side, which is the C. So now let's start with the Pythagorean Theorem formula, which is a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. So we are going to replace the value of a, which is 5x squared plus 4x plus 5 squared equal to 8x minus 3 squared. So for 5x squared is equal to 25x squared. So in this 4x plus 5 squared, since we are squaring a binomial, we are going to FOIL the expression. So 4x plus 5 times the quantity 4x plus 5 equals to 8x minus 3 times the quantity 8x minus 3. So since I'm running out of space, I'm gonna erase this one and move this here. So 25x squared plus 4x plus 5 times the quantity 4x plus 5 equal to 8x minus 3 times the quantity 8x minus 3. So now we have 25x squared plus 4x times 4x is equal to 16x squared plus 4x times 5 is equal to 20x plus 5 times 4x is equal to 20x. Then 5 times 5 is equal to 25. So we are going to do the same process in this side. So 8x times 8x is equal to 64x squared. 8x times negative 3 is equal to negative 24x. And negative 3 times 8x is equal to negative 24x. Then negative 3 times negative 3 is equal to 9. So now we are going to combine like terms. So in this side, 25x plus 16x is equal to 41x squared. Plus 20x plus 20x is equal to 40x plus 25. So in this side, 64x squared negative 24x plus negative 24x is equal to negative 48x plus 9. So now I'm going to take everything from the left side and move it from the right side. So now I'm going to do it is to subtract both sides by negative 41x squared minus 40x minus 25 41x squared minus 40x and minus 25. So now we are going to cancel this out. This is equal to 0 equals 23x squared. 64x minus 41x squared is equal to 23x squared. And negative 48x minus negative 40x is equal to 80x. And 9 minus 25 is equal to 16. Negative 16. So now we have here is 0 equal 23x squared minus 80x minus 16. So since our quadratic equation is difficult to factor, the best thing that we do is we are going to use quadratic formula. So x is equal to negative b, positive and negative, the square root of negative b squared, minus 4ac over 2a. So in this example, the a is 23x squared and the b is 88x and the c is negative 16. So now we are going to replace the value of negative b, which is 88x, negative 88, positive and negative, the square root of negative 88 squared, minus 4 times 23, and the value of c, which is negative 16, over 2, the value of a, which is 23. So now let's solve. Negative 88, that is going to be positive 88. And negative 88 times negative 88 is equal to 7,744. Negative 4 times 23 times negative 16 is positive 1472. Over 2 times 23 is equal to 46. So 7,744 plus 1,472 is equal to 9,216. And the square root of 9,216 is 96. So 88 positive and negative 96 over 46. So now we have two answers. 88 plus 96 over 46. 88 plus 96 is equal to 184 over 46. 186 divided by 46 is equal to 4. And 88 minus 96 over 46 is equal to 96 minus 88 is equal to 14. 12 pala. Hindi ko alam eh. So since our quadratic equation is difficult to factor, the best thing that we do is use quadratic formula. So x is equal to negative b, positive and negative, the square root of negative b squared, minus 4ac over 2a. So in this example, the a is 23x squared and the b is 88x and the c is negative 16. So now let's replace the negative b into 88x. So negative 88 positive negative square root of negative 88 squared minus 4 23, the value of a, which is 23, and the value of c, which is negative 16 over 2 23. So now positive 88, positive and negative, negative 88 squared or negative 88 times negative 88 is equal to 7,744. Then negative 4 times 23 times negative 16 is positive 1,472. Over 2 times 23 is equal to 46. So 7,744 plus 1,472 is equal to 9,216. And the square root of 9,216 is 96. So 88, positive and negative 96 over 46. So we have to answer. So neg equals 88 plus 96 over 46. So 88 plus 96 is equal to 184. 184 divided by 46 is equal to 4. So next is 88 minus 96 over 46 is equal to negative 4 over 23. So if the value of x is negative, then 5x is negative zone, so we don't want the negative side, so we are going to stick in the positive. So now let's go back to our triangle. So if one side is equal to 5x and the value of x is equal to 4, so our 5x is going to be 5 times 4 is equal to 20, and the value of b is 4x plus 5. Then we are going to substitute the value of x, which is 4 plus 5. So 4 times 4 is equal to 16 plus 5 is equal to 21. So our b is going to be 21. And then the value of c, which is 8x minus 3. And we are going to substitute the value of x, which is 4 minus 3. 8 times 4 is equal to 31 minus 3 is equal to 29. So the integer value of the longest side is equal to 29. So that is our answer. So that would be all for our today's discussion. So I hope you learned something, and thank you for listening.